I thought it came at 1:15. They said 1:15.
Well, they were wrong. Are you Mr. Boggis?
You're Master Tolly. I remember you was smaller.
I was smaller. I've grown.
Yes, yes. I suppose you would have. Mrs. Oldknow would have met you. But the RAF decided to move out. They only told her this morning. Your grandmother's looking forward to seeing you.
Is she?
Are you gonna wear a coat? All right. We've heard about Mr. David.
He's not dead. Nobody says he's dead. Not even the telegram. He's just missing in action, that's all.
Missing. That's it. That's it. How's your mother?
All right. But busy. She's trying to find out where he is. She's had to go to London.
Yeah, I expect she has.
I expect we'll have some news any day now. I mean, when you take a prisoner, someone's got to know something.
Hello, Tolly.
Hello. Do I still call you Granny?
Well, what else did you have in mind?
I don't know. Mrs. Oldknow.
No, I think we'd better stick with Granny. I'm sorry I couldn't meet you. I just didn't dare leave them to it.
Are you sad they're going?
No. We Oldknows like to be left to our own devices.
I think that's just about it. I've told them to put everything back and under dust sheets, so I expect it's all wrong.
No, we'll sort it out.
I hope we haven't been too awful.
Well, you didn't pull the place down, so I did better than some.
Well, I'm not sure the house would have let us. Goodbye.
Does this mean all the soldiers will be home soon?
Well, there's an awful lot of cleaning up to do, but most of them should be here before too long.
Everything ready to go, sir?
Righto, thank you. Bye again.
You remember Mrs. Tweedy?
How do you do?
Of course he don't. Why should he? He won much more than a scrap when he was last here.
And this is Bismarck.
He remembers you. Now, you come along with me and we'll get you settled in.
Here we are.
Lovely.
How long have you worked here?
Oh, too many years to think about.
Do you like it?
Yes, I do. Though it's a funny old house. No doubt about that.
But it's our funny old house. That's what my dad used to say. He used to talk about this place all the time.
You come down when you're ready.
You don't have to worry. I know he's alive.
I think I'll still worry a bit, if it's all right with you. Won't you sit down?
Who are all these people?
They're your family.
But they're dead, aren't they? I thought family meant people who were living.
I dare say the distinction is more important in Manchester than further south.
Have you ever been to Manchester?
Not that I recall.
So how do you know so much about it?
Is your mother well? She found a place in London to stay?
I know you don't like her. You don't have to pretend.
I didn't think I was pretending.
Here we are. There's bread for toast. Toasting forks there. Well, give me a shout if you need anything else.
Thank you, Mrs. Tweedy. It's not true. I don't like her. I don't know her.
You didn't want him to marry her?
No,
Why was that? Was it because she was common?
certainly not.
You wrote that she was common and not fit to sweep the leaves up on the drive. I saw the letter.
Well, sometimes when you're angry, you can overstate your case. He shouldn't have shown that to you.
He didn't. I found it.
Then he shouldn't have kept it.
He kept all your letters.
I was worried she wouldn't understand Green, though. She'd come from something very different. Anyway, it's immaterial now.
Why?
I don't think I shall be here for much longer.
Why? What's happened?
Nothing. The world's changing, that's all. I don't think I'll have enough money to stay.
You can't sell it.
I may have to.
But it's never been sold.
It's never been sold till now. We've come close a few times. She brought us right to the brink.
Mrs. Thomas Oldknow? Like you?
Hardly. It's Maria van Raymer. She was Dutch, grew up in India. She married Captain Oldknow in Calcutta. Then he brought her home. Green must have seemed very dull after such exotic beginnings. Would you do your own sugar?
What's this bit? It looks different.
That was Mariah's new wing. It was built so she could entertain.
Is it because Dad's missing? Why are you going to leave?
No, it isn't. You mustn't think that. If there was any way I could avoid it, I promise you I would.
He always said this house was a part of you.
It's part of all of us. It's part of your father, part of you too. You don't know the place yet, and you don't know me. So I suppose it's hard for you to understand.
If you think that, then you don't know me either.
You're burning your toast.
Oh. Hello? They look like jewellery boxes.
So they were. From Mariah Oldnose jewels. They must have been put up there before the fire.
What fire?
When the new wing burned down.
Granny said she almost lost Greeno. But why if she was so rich?
She didn't have money. Her father was a diamond merchant and her fortune was all in precious stones.
She could have sold them.
She could have. But by the time she needed to, they'd been stolen.
Do you think she cried when she lost the jewels?
Why?
Do you?
I'm sure she did, wouldn't you? I'm afraid she took it out on the captain for quite a while afterwards.
Did they have children?
They did. They had a son called Sefton and a daughter called Susan. And you descend from Sefton.
What's a funny name?
I don't think someone called Toseland is in much of a position to talk.
Was Sefton nice?
No. He was selfish and spoiled.
The door in the dining room with the brick wall behind it. Was that the way through to Mariah's wing?
It was. Oh, you might like this. It was your father's. I made the pyjamas when David had whooping cough, so they could both have whooping cough together.
I'm too old for it, really.
Yes, I know. I just thought it might interest you to know it was his.
Was Susan spoiled and selfish like her brother?
No, not at all. No, it would be hard to spoil her.
Why?
Enough. Good night.
He's a real Manchester lad.
I offered to send him to a proper school. I was happy to pay for his whole education. But of course, she wouldn't hear of it.
Why not?
She didn't want him taught to look down on her. So selfish. You'd think she'd put him first.
Obviously, his father agreed with her.
Only because he was hypnotized?
Well, I don't think he's done him any harm. He seems as bright as a button to me.
She's a controller, that's all. I'm not attacking her, I'm just stating a fact. That's why she's kept him away. He's only here now because she couldn't think how else to manage things. It was exactly the same with David, right from the start. She could never share him.
Could you?
Like that. Supposing you'd have fallen down the stairs and broken your neck, what would you say then?
Very little, I should think.
Never mind your cheek. Come back to your own room, now.
But Perkins, I was only talking to... Is it Sefton?
There's nobody here, Miss Susan. What are you doing downstairs? Oh, I hope it's something serious. Are you ill?
No.
Well, what is it?
Do you believe in...
Yeah, well, yes.
in ghosts? Do you believe in ghosts?
Certainly I do. Don't you?
I do now.
Oh, I see. Yes. Which of them was it?
Susan.
Yeah, well, yes, it would be, after all those questions. You better go to bed, you'll get cold. Do you want some more hot milk?
Mr. Boggis? Mrs. Tweedy told me about the fire. How far did the missing wing stretch?
Beyond the cedar tree there. They planted that when they tore what was left of it down. One big room to dine in, drawing room, family bedrooms above.
But it seems big enough as it is. I think I'll find the oak tree.
Don't do yourself a mischief.
Susan? Susan, is that you?
It's Sefton's spur. We'll clean it up and put it with its pair.
Is there a picture of Sefton?
Yes, it's there. Boggis has brought the tree into the music room. Still a bit of a mess in there, I'm afraid. Thought we could tidy it up later. Then we could decorate the tree. You don't have to.
It's all right. I'll do it. Why was Sefton hide his own spur?
Oh, he didn't. He wasn't the S. And the J was for someone who changed Susan's life. Unfortunately, not everyone was pleased to see him at Green No. There was a butler here then, called John Caxton. He might have been kinder.
Welcome home, Captain.
Thank you, Caxton. Thank you, one and all.
Father!
My darling. What's this?
She was running all over the house, sir. She would have done herself an injury.
So she was tethered like a dog. Did you know about it?
What else were we to do? Or would you rather she fell down the stairs? She's blind, Thomas. She simply must get used to it.
But I am used to it, Papa. I'm so very, very used to it.
How are you, Mariah?
How should I be? After 7 months in prison and no one but a blind girl for company.
You've not been ill, I hope.
No. Since you don't count fatigue or melancholy as illness.
Where's Sefton?
Hello, Father.
Were you not here to keep your mother and sister company?
Some of the time.
Don't fuss the boy. Now let's go in.
Oh, are you not curious to see what I've brought? My dear.
Oh, spurs.
I thought you wanted some.
You're too late. Lord Farrar gave him a pair last month. Finer than these, I'm afraid.
Were they indeed finer than these?
Well, he's the boy's godfather. I suppose you can give him a present.
I suppose he can. Why was Farrar here?
He was staying nearby and looked in with some friends for an evening.
Did you play?
I could hardly refuse in my own house. It would have looked extraordinary.
How much did you lose, Mariah?
A little.
A little.
A little or a lot. What difference does it make? You'll be angry either way. What about me, Father? Is there nothing for me?
Ah, well, now, one would have thought. Let me see. No, there seems to be nothing here. Unless...
Tell me, please. Help me. Oh, Mother, do say.
It's me.
This is Jacob. He'll be your special helper. Now, take him round the grounds and show him his new home. But first, burn it.
Captain, is that wise?
Come, Jacob. Walk with me, and you can describe what you see.
This is a fine place. Is it? Sure. I never saw trees like those. My dad used to talk about decorating the tree in here.
Look. This was his favourite. You hang it. To remember him by.
I don't need to remember him.
Yes, your father loved this one when he was a boy.
You could give parties in a room like this.
Well, that's what it was built for.
We'll have one when he gets back.
We had wonderful dances when I was a girl.
Oh, low down. What on earth is all this?
It's a Bible.
Oh, it's the Captain's Bible. How odd. I wonder where it had got to. I haven't seen it for years.
He's made it look as if Jacob was his son.
So he has?
Like this.
Aren't you coming in?
Of course.
Where did you find him?
Well, I suppose the truth of it is that he found me.
He appeared on board the day we sailed. He's a runaway.
A runaway? A runaway what?
What do you think? A runaway slave, of course. He was going to be sold in the market at Charleston, but somehow he gave them the slip and made for the harbour.
And sneaked onto your ship.
He heard we were bound for England, so he swam out that night and climbed aboard. I hid him in a barrel for the harbour master's inspection, and here he is.
Doesn't that mean he's somebody's property?
I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
Isn't it forbidden to keep a stowaway aboard?
And if it is to help Jacob or any slave to freedom, I'd break every rule in the book. Oh, he's as bright as a button, Mariah. I never knew a boy so quick.
Don't let Sefton hear you. So, what will you do with him now?
Well, as I said, he'll be a friend for Susan.
I thought you were joking.
He'll change her life, I promise you. He can read to her, he can learn with her, he'll be her eyes.
That says maybe.
Go on.
Well, apart from anything else, he's not English.
Do you think such distinctions mean anything to her? Oh, come, my love. You know better than anyone what it is like to be a stranger in a foreign land. Be kind to him.
But he's a boy.
I had noticed.
And then there's Perkins.
Dismiss her. Susan's too old to have a nurse anyway.
But a boy can't wait on a girl. Who's to bathe her or dress her? And where will he live?
Find him a room in the stables and hire a maid if you must. From now on, Jacob is Susan's companion.
You talk as if your former slave isn't even to be a servant. What will people say?
Nothing that will interest me.
We'll be a laughing stock.
I don't expect he'll stay long, Mr. Sefton. I don't really. I don't think he'll find he fits in.
But he did fit in.
Of course. Susan was blind. I should have realised.
What do you mean?
How did Jacob cope with Susan's blindness?
Oh, he wouldn't have thought about it. Oh. Look. The point is, he set her free. He gave her wings. He's much too big for just us. But we don't care. do we?
We do not. Who's he?
St. Christopher, of course.
Why is he here?
Nobody knows. He's always stood here.
Did the old part burn?
A bit. Not too much.
Why not?
Because Fred Boggis got a bucket line going.
There was a Boggis here then?
There's always been a Boggis at Green Note. After the fire, Captain built a big music room to place the ones that were lost. She never cared for it.
I don't think the marriage was all that easy.
Not many of them are, Master Tolly. Not too many.
Are you married, Mr. Boggis?
I am. Things are really quite peaceful at the moment, as it happens. Yep. Really quite peaceful.
Oh, just making a cup of coffee for your grandmother. Would you like one?
Mrs. Tweedy? Have you ever seen any of them?
Any what?
Any of the people who lived here before? The old nose.
Mrs. Oldknow lives here now, don't she? Or have I got that wrong?
I mean Susan, for instance. Or Caxton.
Oh, don't go stuffing your head with all that superstitious nonsense. Let the dead bury the dead. That's what the Bible says.
I've never understood that. How can the dead bury the dead?
I don't know. But I do know if I don't get a move on, this coffee's going to be cold. Door, please.
Who is it? Who's there?
What are you talking about?
It's me, Tolly.
You came before, didn't you?
What's going on? Who are you speaking to?
Last year. In the nursery, when Perkins came and took me away.
Last year? 2 nights ago, you mean?
Quickly, where can he hide?
Bring him round here. Get him in the cupboard.
Get in the cupboard!
Where is the little beggar?
Who?
Don't you dare take his side. Do you think I don't see you together, grinning and laughing?
You shouldn't be so funny.
Mr. Sefton. Get away from there.
Leave her alone!
Now! You come along with me, Jacob! I've got a job for you!
The captain says I'm to stay with Susan!
Miss Susan, you impertinent blackguard!
Miss Susan! I was told to follow Miss Susan's orders!
I'm giving the orders now.
Pardon, sir, but the captain did say he was only take orders from Miss Susan!
Keep out of this Boggis or you'll be sorry!
But I heard
Silence! How dare you parade your insolence here?
Leave him be! You wouldn't do this if Papa was at home!
Well, he isn't, is he?
Let him go!
Can I help? Tell me.
Don't take on Miss Susan. He won't hurt him, he wouldn't dare. But who? Come on, let's see what's happening.
Control yourself. I've got a job for him, that's all. I shot a pheasant today that fell into the chimney and I want it.
Don't. Jacob, don't do it. Can't you stop this, Mr. Caxton? None of this would happen if the master was home.
Hold your tongue, girl. When the captain's away, Mr. Sefton's master here.
Get on, you little tyke! No. I want my bird and I'm tired of waiting.
Don't!
It's all right. I can do it.
See? You're the one making all the fuss. Now take her upstairs before I really lose my temper.
Come with me.
You can wait in your room. You'll be all right.
Faster! Robert! Light the fire. That'll speed things up a bit.
You don't have to do this, you know.
I can't force you, Robert.
What kind of a man are you?
Robert! No.
Come on, don't make a meal of it.
My God.
For 2 pins, are you?
You'd what? You'd lose your place, that's what.
Just pray for him. That's all we can do now.
If it isn't Lord Farrow's precious bows.
Should someone go up after him?
Exactly who would you suggest, sir?
I may be in for a spot of bother if anything happens to him. Boggis, clear this out, dampen it down. It was only a bit of fun, man. Where's your sense of humor?
Finer than the captains, are they?
What? Who is it? It's me, Jacob. Are you all right? Are you hurt?
I'm all right. Will you help me play a trick on Mr. Sefton?
Oh, for heaven's sake, Susan, I'm too busy for this. Sefton, what's going on?
I told you. He sent Jacob up the chimney.
Is this true?
Why does it matter?
Was it true?
And if it is?
My darling, you've been foolish. What will you tell your father if the boy comes to any harm?
Mr. Sefton was shooting, and a bird fell into the chimney. Wouldn't it have been more foolish to have left it there?
Thank you, Caxton. When I want your advice, I shall ask for it.
What's that?
Oh, my dear. Are the gentlemen shooting chickens these days?
That's enough! All of you!
Shouldn't someone take it to cook with the rest of the bag? Come on, Jacob.
I am your mother and I love you very much, but you must learn to control your temper or you'll end up in worse trouble than this.
That'll teach him. We don't. What we have to put up with, worse things happen at sea.
Take it away, Caxton.
Very good, sir.
I want to be rid of him, Caxton. I want him out of this house. How dare he prance about waving my father's favour in my face? How dare he?
Patience, Mr. Sefton. Patience.
Oh, when will we be free of these frightful coupons?
Mum says rationing will get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, well, she's right, I'm afraid. I mean, it seems so unfair when the war's nearly over. Only things could get back to normal.
She doesn't think things will ever be normal again.
Oh, yes, will. A different normal, but normal. Take my word for it. I'm so glad you could come and stay. I should hate to think you had no memories of the old place before it went.
I've got some memories now, all right.
Well, you mustn't be frightened. I mean, the house is bound to share some secrets. But you mustn't be scared.
I don't think I'm scared. I don't know what I feel exactly.
Good. Very few people realise they don't know what they feel until they're at least 40. Tolly, you do understand death is not the important thing.
What is then?
Whether you were loved or not. That's what people think about at the end of their lives.
Do you believe that?
Yes, I do. You can't possibly be warm in just that. Oh.
Ooh. Granny.
Mm-hmm.
You've never seen him, have you? Since he's been missing? Because I haven't. I mean, I'm sure he's all right. But if he wasn't, I think I would have seen him by now, don't you? And if you had, you would have told me, wouldn't you?
Yes. I would have told you. And no, I haven't seen him.
That's something, anyway.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the shopping, what there is of it. Thank you, Tolly.
Where's Boggy?
He was working on the brambles in the tower garden.
Where's that?
Beyond the stone coronet. Then turn left.
Why won't he wear a proper coat?
Because he's a boy.
Yeah, Boggis is kind, but if I eat another rabbit, I swear I'll turn into one.
They will keep bringing him in, no matter what I say.
Oh.
You've got your work cut out.
I don't know how we let it turn into this.
Why is it called the Tower Garden?
Because of the tower.
What tower?
Over there. Yeah, well, I suppose you can't see it now. When did it get so growed over?
What was it used for?
Water tower, I think, first. The big bath underneath.
A bath? You mean like having a bath?
Yeah, I know. Seems funny, don't it?
Can I see?
Too dark to see anything.
I've got a torch.
It's much bigger down here.
Oh, bath was a big event in those days. They dug out all these tunnels and rooms so they'd have parties under the ground while they bathed.
Like the Romans?
Then they put plumbing in the house and forgot about this place. Turned it into a garden ornament, a folly.
When was this? Before the fire?
Oh, yeah. 20 years or more. Mind you, it came in handy a few days before the fire happened.
Why?
Never you mind.
He swore it was the same as our usual brand. Looks simply revolting.
Warming sacrifice.
I think Tolly's all right.
Yes. It's a funny old house to wake up and find yourself in.
Yes. But it's our funny old house.
That's what he said.
Did he? Do you really? It's going to have to go.
Oh.
I'm afraid so. I do the sums. They don't change.
And there's nothing you can sell?
Not really. Nothing that would make any difference.
You'd think there'd be an old master tucked in here somewhere.
Oh, we had a Vermeer once. Heaven knows we could use it now. Just wish I didn't feel I was cheating Tolly.
Oh, he's a sensible boy. He'll get through it. Besides, he's got more important things to worry about. Never stops thinking about his father, for a start. Well, none of us do.
No.
Who are you?
You can see me.
Of course I can see you. Why shouldn't I see you? Who is this boy?
I think he might be a relation of mine. You are, aren't you, in a way?
In a way.
But I know your family. And I can assure you this ain't none of them. Should I start with what he's wearing?
It's all right, Jacob. Maybe he can help.
What's happened?
Fred Boggis. They caught him poaching.
Just some hairs.
Now Sefton means to sell him to the gang.
What gang?
The press gang. They kidnap men to crew the ships.
Why?
How else are they going to get enough sailors?
So he'll have to go with the gang, and Sefton and Caxton will split what they can get for him. The stupid thing is, my father would save him, and he's due back any day. Caxton knows he's still here somewhere. He's watching us all the time.
Where's Fred hiding?
There's a maze of tunnels under the old water tower.
I know it. I'll find him.
Go to the kitchen first. He hasn't had anything to eat for 3 days. And you can find out if you're visible or not.
Excuse me?
Nothing from the captain yet, Mrs. Robbins. Most inconsiderate, I must say. How can we plan our menus without so much as a by your leave?
Menus are not of much interest to the Admiralty, Mrs. Gross. Yes, girl?
I was just wondering if there was any news about Fred Boggis.
Really was? Well, I was just wondering if you had any work to do. Because if not, why do we pay your wages?
Yes, Mrs. Gross.
Not that I wouldn't like to give her a word of comfort. Mr. Sefton's very hard on young Boggis, that I do think.
Mr. Caxton's put him up to it. Mr. Caxton gets above himself when the captain's away.
He's cleverer than the people he works for. If you ask me, that's always a recipe for trouble.
And he certainly takes on a great many of the captain's duties.
Now. Rose, whatever is the matter with you, girl?
Nothing, Mum. I cut my finger.
Get on with your work.
Yes, Mum. I just need to get some more milk, Mum.
Who are you? Are you a ghost?
I don't think I can be. I mean, I'm not dead. Come to think of it, I'm not even born yet.
What?
Never mind all that. I need something for Fred Boggis to eat.
Fred?
Can you help?
Of course. Have you seen him? Is he all right?
I don't know yet. What about this pie?
Well, that'll never work. Put it inside your clothes. That might do it.
It's worth a try.
Well, what if Caxton and his men can see you? Well, some people can. I did.
Let's just hope they can't then.
If you do get to Fred, tell him to look after himself. Tell him Rose said so.
I will.
Fred? Are you down here? Fred? 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 Are you here? Fred? Susan told me to come.
Who are you?
You can see me then.
Of course I can. I should think everyone else can see you too.
No, no one did.
What's that?
It's just a torch. I brought you some food.
Torch? It's not even burning. How's it work? Thanks.
The message is, you've got to stay here.
Well, they'll find me. They've searched it twice already. One of them came so close I could smell his breath. Next time they're gonna get me for sure. No, I have to make a run for it.
No, the captain will be home any day now. Any moment. I promise.
That's what Miss Susan says.
It is.
All right. I'll stay. Though I may regret it.
Keep hidden. And good luck.
You wouldn't let me out, would you? It gets so dark down here.
Keep it. Don't use it too much. The battery will run out, and I don't expect you'll be able to get another.
What's a battery?
It's a big question. Oh, and Rose said to look after yourself.
Did she now? Rose? Fancy that.
At last, we've solved the mystery of the miracle light. It's been part of our mythology for so long.
Has it?
I can't think why I didn't guess. It's obvious once you know.
It was a present from my daddy.
But then you both helped Fred.
Granny, this morning I had the torch in my pocket.
Yes?
But it was already in the case.
I suppose that's right.
But surely isn't that impossible?
Well, no, obviously not.
There's one thing I don't understand.
Only one? Lucky old you.
Seriously, with ghosts, why is it that some people can see them and some can't, but then others can only see them sometimes?
Well, I don't know. It might depend on being open. Maybe we get so full of our own affairs we block off everything else.
But some people can always see them, can't they?
Oh, yes. Now, look, I've got some very tedious business to attend to. Why don't you go off for a walk? I'll see you at lunch.
All right.
Bismarck, go with him. What's a useless dog?
Granny, would it be all right if I go down to the village?
Are you so lost to proportion, sir, that even supposing you were entitled to feel aggrieved with this man, which you were not, it seems reasonable to you to condemn him to 10 years of slavery? Well, may you be silent. You are weak and easily led. And those who are easily led are not easily followed. You're a disgrace to this family. Now go to your room.
Thomas!
To your room, sir! I'm sad, Caxton. After our years together, I would have looked for something better. Your employment is terminated. What? You may take a month's wages in lieu of notice.
But Thomas, you can't mean that. The Farrers will be here in 2 days. I can't receive them in a house with no one to run it.
Get one of the footmen to cover his duties.
One of the footmen? After all the hospitality I've had from them.
My mind is made up.
But you don't understand. The Greshams are coming. The Carberrys are coming. The Northbrooks are coming. It'll be a disaster.
Put them off.
Put them off? Do you know how long it's taken me to get them to say yes? They've never been here before. I hardly know them. What will they think of me if the house is in chaos?
Why do you invite people you don't know?
Because, Thomas, I'm trying to build something. I'm trying to make a life for myself. Isn't that what you want? And now you disgrace me. Why? What have I done?
Well, I'm sure you'll manage.
I could work out my notice, sir. If you'd let me. Just until you find someone else to take over.
Out of the question.
Surely I'm entitled to one favour, Thomas. And after all the time Caxton's been with us, is it so much to ask?
It is. The answer's no.
I feel as if I'm in a crow's nest, looking out to sea. When I was little, I wanted to be a sailor just like Papa.
Not anymore?
I'm blind and I'm female. I doubt the Navy has a place for me.
Then why not be a great explorer and cross all 7 seas?
Do you really think I could?
Someone will. Why not you?
Jacob, nothing's impossible, is it? Not when you really want it. What are you doing?
I'm carving our initials, Miss Susan, so one day they'll find them. And then they can say, that's the famous Lady Traveler and her faithful companion.
I wonder what Sefton would say if he could see us up here.
Yeah, I wonder.
Thank you, sir. If I hear of any more such incidents, Mariah, I will hold you to blame. Do you understand me?
Oh, perfectly. I'd be amazed if you didn't blame me.
Mariah, my dear, you mustn't think...
No, that's right. I mustn't think. I mustn't think, or I'll go mad. I mustn't think that you'll leave me alone in this desert for months and years while you swan round Europe playing tag with the French.
There must be something you can do besides gambling.
And what would that be, pray? Paying calls on neighbours who don't like me? Who find me funny and foreign and not to be trusted? Or should I stay home, painting fans, knotting lace, helping the vicar? Yes, I see what you mean.
I don't want you to be bored.
Then you're doomed to disappointment. We both are.
The truth is, my dear, we're not well matched.
Which is my fault, I presume?
The fault is with neither or both of us. We thought we could be happy, but we're not. And it's too late now for regrets. Who's that climbing with Jacob in the oak tree? You should be looking after Susan, not larking about with some boy from the village. And why does Boggis allow it? What are they playing at?
Village boy? Don't you recognize your ladylike daughter?
Can't be.
If you mean it shouldn't be, I quite agree with you.
But how can she? She's
Blind? Oh, my dear, that doesn't get in the way of anything these days. Was this what you wanted when you brought that foundling into our home?
Susan! Over here.
Father? Oh, don't be angry. You can't climb a tree in a stupid dress. Trousers are much more sensible. Give me 10 minutes to change and I shall look like a model lady, I promise.
She's a good climber, sir. And the clothes were my idea.
I'm here.
Say you're not cross, please, Papa.
At any rate, not with her, sir.
I'm not cross. I'm not cross at all. I'm not cross with any of you.
So was everything all right after Caxton had gone?
No, I'm afraid not. Because he hadn't gone. He was still there when a messenger came later that same day, calling the captain back to his ship. Oh, and custard.
You should have waited until Caxton left.
Oh, my dear. Any sailor summoned to the wars must go.
Caxton! Hurry, they're here!
Everything's ready, Mom.
If you don't like to go to your rooms, we'll have tea in here at 5. Nellie, tell Miss Susan to join us and put her into the dress that matches this one.
And Jacob, ma'am?
Oh, send him back to the stables. We won't need him again today.
Miss Susan, your mother wants you to join her. Come and change your frock. Not you, Jacob. There's some tea in the kitchen.
I hate the way she treats you.
Go.
Susan, over here.
Can this charming newcomer be dear little Susan?
Curtsy to Lord Pharaoh, dear.
A fine snub for you, my lord.
My sister meant no insult, Mrs. Carberry. She's quite blind.
I'm sorry to hear that, Mrs. Eldner. I don't recall you ever mentioning it before. How vexing for you.
You're right, Mrs. Carberry. To have a child born blind is very vexing.
Come here, my dear. Sit by me.
Of course.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my dear.
Don't worry, I'm here.
Jacob.
I thought you were told to go back to the stables.
Beg pardon, ma'am. But the captain likes me to keep a close eye on Miss Susan. If that's no bother to anyone.
Bravo! Wish I had someone to keep me out of mischief.
Your wife will manage that, surely, my lord.
I'm afraid it would take up too much of her time.
You found yourself quite a champion, Susan.
I think so.
I'm sure all the ladies in the room envy you, your protector.
That's enough, Susan. You'll wear us out with your chatter. Go along.
We hope to see you later on. And your gallant knight.
Children are a blessing, of course, but I confess to some relief that mine are grown and gone.
Heaven knows their incessant babble and fidget will try the patience of Job.
I believe Jesus was very fond of their company. But of course, he and Joseph were only carpenters, not nearly such fine folk as we.
If you'll excuse me, I have some things to see to before we go up to dress. We dine at 8.
You are a minx, Lady Gresham.
She'd worked so hard to bring these people to Greenknow, and they patronized her from the moment they arrived.
I've changed my mind. I'll wear the rose taffeta tonight.
ma'am. Keep the blue silk for tomorrow.
And the rubies, the ones in gold filigree, not the diamond setting.
Yes, Mum.
Oh, my heaven! Madam, come quick!
Caxton was the thief. He decided to steal them the moment he was sacked. That's why he wanted to stay on.
Well, they shredded his room. They never found a thing. And then it was too late. Mariah should have cancelled the rest of the party, but the crime had to be dealt with, and the guests were reluctant to embark on another long journey at once. All of which meant that 2 days later, 14 of them sat down to dine.
Your loss hasn't spoiled your guests' appetite.
We all know there's pleasure in a friend's misfortune. The Germans even have a name for it.
Perhaps you can win something back tonight. With a little luck.
In truth, I don't feel very lucky this evening. In anything.
I'm told we're all to be questioned tomorrow, and all the servants. My maid is beside herself.
Seems rather unnecessary.
But perfectly thrilling.
Our poor hostess is a spectre at her own feast.
I'm relieved to know something can disturb her infinite refinement.
Surely you must pity her a little.
It's hard to pity a woman who cares more for her jewels than for her child.
What is it, Caxton? Caxton, what's the matter?
I'm sorry to have to tell you, madam, but the house is on fire.
What?
What's that noise?
Your lordship, don't. We'd find it more congenial on the lawn.
Susan by Jacob.
Jacob, wake up! Jacob! The house is on fire!
What?
Look! Susan!
The servants know the house better than we
we do, so leave them to rescue the contents. Are there any sacks and buckets to be had? The bogus has got to get some. Come on, get up, man!
What's happening? We can slow it up and perform a change of the pond!
Then we shall have to hold it back as best we can.
Why isn't anybody doing anything?
Come on, hurry up! Quickly, lads!
Mayor! Mayor! Oh, I'm mad! I should have told the men to take them from here!
Paxton! Paxton, can you see you?
Susan! Where's Miss Susan? Where's the child? Mrs. Although? Mariah? Is she still in the house? No, she can't be. She won't be. Where is she? I don't know. Sister will know. Have you seen Susan? Where would Nellie have taken her?
I don't know.
Find Mrs. Gross. Find Mrs. Gross. Come on. Hurry up. Oh, no. What are they bothering with that for? It's not worth the canvas it's made. You come with me. Did anyone bring up the girl? Have you seen the girl? Nellie. Those child? Nellie. Have you seen Susan? I was in the kitchen when it started. Somebody told me she'd come down. Stop that. Just tell me where her room is. I know. There's a ladder. Somebody. No, lady. No, climb a ladder through that. A blanket, then. We can hold both ends. I know a way. You can't go in there. Yes, I can. I know how. Mrs. Sefton taught me.
Robert! Did anybody take the plates in the dining room? Mr. Caxton had most of it in a sack, but I've not seen it.
I've got it. Put your foot here. I will. You're almost down. Mama. Susan, my darling. Well done, girl. Well done.
By George, that was a good night's work, young man. You should be proud of yourself.
Thank you.
For he's a jolly good fellow. He's a jolly good
What happened to Caxton?
Fred Boggis saw him run upstairs with a sack. Maybe he got away with the jewels, maybe not. Either way, he was never seen again after the fire.
And did Mariah come to love Jacob?
Well, she was always kind to him after that. If you're going to have a bath before dinner, you better go.
Granny? Why are you called Mrs. Old now? If you grew up here, shouldn't you be Mrs. something else?
Your grandfather and I were second cousins.
So you're more of an old no than anyone. You must have thought you'd always live here.
Well, if I did, I should have realized there's no such thing as always. Not on Earth.
It's the table centre for Christmas Day.
Is it worth it? Going to all this bother when it's just us?
Can't have Christmas without doing it properly.
Even in wartime?
Most of all in wartime. News.
I wish it to stop ending and just end.
France is free again. The Russians are moving in. It won't be long. We're nearly there.
If you were a prisoner in Germany and no one knew where you were, I think you might be released now.
Why not see what Boggis is up to? Lovely day. Shame to waste it.
I know what you're thinking, but you'll see.
Do you have a holiday at all?
France don't know it's Christmas, do they?
But you'll take Christmas Day itself off, though, won't you?
I shall go back early for my dinner. That'll be soon enough.
What about Mrs. Boggis? Won't she be lonely?
That'll be soon enough.
Telegram from Mrs. Oldknow.
Thank you.
Shall I wait for an answer?
No. No, don't wait. Telegram.
What rooms did they make the music room from?
2 downstairs rooms, I think. Just some little bedrooms above. Low servants' room, but they give it a fine high ceiling.
Is that narrow one the music room chimney?
No. That goes up through the main stack with one from the Great Hall.
Well, what is it then?
Well, left over from before the changes, I suppose. Too much trouble to take it away.
It's a telegram from your mother. She's coming down to see us.
When?
Tomorrow.
Is she staying for Christmas?
I don't know. You read it.
Arriving tomorrow, stop Joe. Why don't we ring her?
I've tried. There's no reply.
Well, whatever it is, she obviously doesn't want to say it over the telephone.
At least we haven't long to wait.
You'll be glad to see your mum. Oh, I got something for you.
Thank you.
Heard how yours was lost.
I've been thinking some more about the jewels.
You and your questions.
Did Mariah just give up?
Oh, not a bit of it.
This is absurd.
Without my jewels, I'm a prisoner to the end of my days. Just to accept that would be absurd.
I want to learn if I can recover my...
I know why you're here. You must embroider a picture of the house.
The thing is, I am rather busy. Surely if I ask my maid...
You must embroider the house.
Oh. Very well, then.
Aren't you will use human hair?
How perfectly disgusting.
Taken from the heads of everyone who was there on the night.
How could I? We were 14 at the party and I've no idea.
Not just the guests. The servants, the guests' servants, the villagers, whoever came to help, everyone.
That's impossible.
There will tell you where the jewels are to be found.
Even if I do this, would I know how to read it?
That I cannot tell you.
Seems a lot of nasty work for a very uncertain result.
I have no other answer.
But why does it have to be me?
Because, Mrs. Oldknow, you have overplayed your hand.
How did Mariah get all the hair?
With a lot of difficulty. But word went round. In the end, everyone helped, except Lady Farah. She refused, point blank.
So what happened?
Her husband found some on her hairbrush. I think he rather liked Mariah.
Does the picture still exist?
Yes, it's that one there.
Which is Susan's?
Oh, hers is easy, because it was long. Mariah used it for the trees.
And Jacob's?
Well, his was short in the end. She sewed that little bird with it, see?
But it didn't deliver the jewels.
5 generations of Oldknows have stared at that picture and never found the clue. Maybe it was a trick.
Of course it didn't work. Caxton's was missing. Without his, the picture wasn't finished.
No, it was. He'd given a lock of hair to someone he was keen on.
Mariah?
Oh, certainly not a housemaid. Why did you say that?
No reason.
Anyway, Mariah used it for a chimney. I think it was that one there. There wasn't much of it. Come on, into bed, and don't read too long. You want to be tired for your mother tomorrow?
Granny? Can you be nice to her when she gets it? Please.
Oh. You make me feel rather ashamed. Of course, I'll be nice to her.
Because we all love Dad, don't we? All 3 of us. I know he'd like it if we're all getting along when he comes back.
Yes, of course he would.
I think she's found him. I think she knows where he is.
We mustn't raise our hopes up too high.
I don't think my hopes could get any higher.
No, nor mine, really.
But what?
No, never mind. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Tolly?
Yes?
If you have children, don't ever quarrel with them. No matter the reason, no matter how angry you get, don't quarrel. I promise you, it's never worth it. You do know I love you more than anyone else in the world.
Except for Daddy.
Except for David.
I'm glad.
Good. Because I wouldn't want there to be any confusion on that score. Good night.
Night.
chimneys.
Low servants' room, and they give it a fine high ceiling.
Fred Boggis saw him run upstairs with a sack. Maybe he got away with the jewels, maybe not.
Get out of my way! Don't go up there! That staircase is going, you won't get back!
Of course.
Thank you for helping us with Fred. I don't know what we should have done without you.
I heard he was all right.
Oh yes, he never left Green though. He married a kitchen maid. Rose.
I thought he might.
He can't hurt you.
Did he start the fire?
He meant to start it in revenge and go. He had the jewels, but the silver tempted him and then the gold. He'd gone back up to hide it in the chimney of his room when the fire took him. But nobody ever knew.
You know.
I know now. You're looking for the one behind you. The one with the rope. The next one serves the music room, but you want the disused chimney beyond that arch. It's blocked by the new ceiling below. Thank you for helping us. Thank you.
Got to come to the music room now, quickly! Come on!
What have you been doing with yourself?
How did you find it?
Susan helped me. And the picture. And Mr. Boggis. And even you. That doesn't look like much.
These are our silver plates. Look! Look, there's our crest. Vegetable. Oh, Tolly! Oh, look, it's Mariah's necklace. The one in the portrait. Oh, my! Rubies. Oh, Tolly. Does it suit me? Oh, look! I've never seen so many jewels. What do you think?
Try this.
Look at all these bracelets. Oh, my! Oh, look at the rings. Oh, Tolly.
Ouch! So Greeno can be saved and everything put right?
It can. It most certainly can.
You won't sell all the jewels.
Don't worry. You will not blush for your mother or your wife. What is it, Tolly?
I've been thinking about ghosts. Don't they come back? If they come back. As they were when they died.
I'll just get started on the washing up.
Oh, thank you. Well,
Don't we?
well, no, not always. But as a rule, yes. Why?
You know why?
I'm afraid I do. It's true, they died.
As children?
Well, it wasn't unusual then.
What did they die of?
It's hard to say. No doubt something a pill would cure in a week today.
Together?
Well, Susan went first. And Jacob just a few hours after. With the captain holding his hand and crying his eyes out, poor man. But that makes it bearable. Don't you see? Those children were both truly loved. So they're not sad. And it's our job not to think of them as sad.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Race you back to the house?
That's not fair. I wasn't ready.
What's that?
It can't be.
Oh, Tolly.
Oh, my dear. Come, let's go inside. Dolly, come on, let's all be together. Come on.
Dad, is that you?
Don't worry, you're gonna be okay. I promise. Now, come on, the old girl's right. You'll find she often is, you know? So let's all be together.
Oh, Charlie, dear. Let's go inside.